Hey guys, Liza here. I know it is late. I don't look great. I'm pretty much in what I would wear to sleep in. But I'm making this video and I just want to say I might get in trouble for making this video. But we will find out if I actually get in trouble. And the reason I'm saying that is because I'm making another career video for a new job that I had just taken on. And come to find out, my store manager, I don't know, found a video I posted of the store on my Facebook, or she so claims she did find this, and basically called me out like in front of everybody up front at the registers, saying that I couldn't do that, or I couldn't post videos about the store, or of the store, because it would be terms for dismissal. Now, I don't know if it was actually me she found a video from. I did post a video on Facebook doing pre-opening work at Five Below, but I did not post anything further than that. I would also like to mention that I had coworkers who were literally doing the same thing, posting videos, pictures, everything of the store, even before it opened. So I'm not really sure where this came from, or what, but I guess we will find out if I get in trouble. I guess I will have to update you guys. Workday at Five Below for me is really I clock in once I put all my stuff back. Our Five Below is very serious about that rule. Like, you have to have your stuff unpacked before you clock in. At my other job, I'm like running in right at when I need to be there with all my shit on and clocking in. But Five Below, if you do that, the manager will literally tell you, like, no, you can't do that. Anyways, I have been primarily customer service, cashier, and what this position is me kind of being up front, assisting people with their self-checkout needs. We are all self-checkout for the most part, but we can help people, and insist in that, and help in that area. If people have questions or if they actually want you to ring it up for them, you can do it. It's like assisted self-checkout, but we're up there in case people have questions or, products scanned twice. Really, it's just a whole amount of things that I do when I'm up there. And actually, it's kind of stressful, not just being a typical cashier ringing people's stuff out. We have a lot of self-checkouts. Few of them are cash and card. The rest are all card, and people literally will not read the screen that says card only, cash and card. So I try to run to get to everybody first to let them know what register does what, or what side of the registers do what. So that is what I look for. My last shift, I thankfully did a lot of stocking. That was a good change for me for once. I wasn't the person up front. I got to set up the party part of the store, so I got to do some merchandising, put a new product out. That was really fun. I had a good time finally doing something different than what I had been doing this whole time. recording this video when I was employed at Five Below, and I was kind of just talking about my shifts and what I normally did, what I was expected to do, so on and so forth. So I have now been what they call terminated. I would actually like to consider this a very wrongful termination or wrongful way to get rid of somebody, but I'm not gonna fight it. It's just a retail store. I've dealt with a lot of retail bullcrap in the past. It is what it is, and that's all I'm going to really say. But I want to be straight up honest with you all of kind of what my experience was in the overall. So when I got hired on initially, I never went in for an actual interview. That I guess should have been kind of my red flag, but I was at a seasonal job, Dollar Tree, at the time when I had first gotten a contact. So me and the store manager that was going to come to this Five Below had been in contact for quite a while before the store opened. And she called me and she was just wondering what my background was, and I told her that I've worked a lot of different places. I have a full-time job and I just am looking for extra money. I was really honest about that up front. She had no issues with that. I talked to her over the phone, that one time, and then we didn't connect again until about 2 to 3 weeks later. And that was when the store actually started to open. And once that process began, that is when they started hiring on people to help set up the store, but also then start to be a sales associate for the retail company. So I knew what I was getting myself into. And again, she called me and just kind of was like, I want to extend an offer to you over the phone. And yeah, because I was very honest about who I was and my experience. And yeah, so I had a really, positive thought going into this. Well, anyways, I did actually end up checking the store out. I didn't go for an in-person interview. Like I said, all of this was done over the phone, but I did go up to check the store out before it opened, because I knew they were doing a little event outside of the store, just introducing themselves, and everything. And that is when I found out that I knew who the store manager was. Now, I'm not going to mention any names because that's just not who I am. I don't want to drag anybody under the bus. They know what they did and who they are, and there's nothing that I can do about it. Soon enough, the company will realize that they messed up. But anyways, I met her and I instantly knew that I worked with this person before. And she was a former store manager at Joann's when I was there for my last time. And to say the least, she should not be a retail store manager. She just does not have the understanding that a store manager needs. It overall was not a good realization for me, and I should have listened to my conscience at that time. But I wanted to push through it. I didn't want to be a Dollar Tree anymore, but I still needed the money. So I was like, whatever, I'll just get over it. Hopefully it's better working with her this time around. Boy, was I wrong. So we do orientation, we do all of our onboarding stuff, and I know that this manager knows who I am. I can tell she recognizes me. I can tell she knows who I am. Originally when she called me, she acted like she knew who I was. But I think the whole time she played in denial, that she had no idea who I was. This is the first time we were working together. And yeah, so she just kind of played it stupid almost with me and was like, well, have you ever worked at retail before? And I flat out one day at my shift told her, yes, I worked at Joann's. And she just walked away. And I thought it was really funny because she didn't say anything to me again the rest of the day. Anyways, going forward, this store manager had neglected to schedule me anytime she was there. I was getting scheduled for quite a few months on the days that I told her I was available, which was Friday and Sundays. And she scheduled me, but she made sure she wasn't there when I was scheduled. So I'd always work with the other manager at the time, or one of the like part-time or full-time sales lead people. So I had always been there when she was never there. So I always had to leave her kind of notes, regarding like time off requests. I also was honest with her a couple times and texted her like, hey, I left you a note in the office, but I need these days off. Like, I was not afraid to reach out to her. I was very professional when I did. There was no indication of me ever being hostile towards her when I was talking to her. I do admit I was not the nicest talking about her with my other coworkers. Some of my other coworkers and we did discuss, she made a lot of our high school coworkers cry, and, she was just a very not understanding, not accommodating woman. And that is when I spilled the beans about when I worked with her previously. And yeah, I think that kind of changed the mood for a lot of people. Not to say that what she did was illegal when she worked at the other place with me, but there's better ways to handle situations than the way that she handled the one she was facing at Joann's. And that just is what it is. I wasn't technically there for that scenario, but I trusted everybody that I worked with at Joann's that they wouldn't, tell me a huge lie about this person. And it was just really unfortunate. And I don't know what kind of magic she pulled to get this position. Anyways, long story short, I think that once I started to kind of tell people like, hey, don't take what she says personally, because she just is not a good person. Don't let her make you cry kind of stuff. That's when I started not getting scheduled. And again, that's fine. Like, I have a full-time job, so technically I didn't really need that job, but it was helping me with extra money here and there that was nice to have from time to time. And, I didn't have any hours for like 3 weeks. But I was still, showing up on the app as employed there. So, my partner was like, talk to her. And I'm like, there's no talking to this person, because if I talk to her, nothing's gonna get accomplished. So my experience there was not a positive one. I'm leaving on pretty bad terms, I think. They say that they terminated me, but I just pretty much decided I was done after that shift, because again, I was barely getting scheduled and it didn't really feel worth it to get $40 to $60 every like couple weeks or every month, when I was scheduled. So just wanted that to kind of be said, because I don't expect all Five Belows to be like this. This was just a bad coincidence. This woman was looking for a job after what happened at Joann's, and she just happened to fall in the hands of Five Below. And they may be totally confident with her and her skills and whatever. That's fine. That's the company's choice. It's not my choice. But she's not a leader, and I feel like everything that Five Below stands for, what they say they stand for, she's not. So it's really an unfortunate thing, but it is what it is, and there's nothing I can do about it. I'm not interested ever in going back. I mean, I go there to shop every once in a while, but I'm not going to go back for employment. I still have to return my shirts. I just plan on mailing them back up there. I have no interest of going in and handing them over. Otherwise, I don't have any other property that they'd need to get from me. So, yeah. But anyways, that's just kind of my story. Like I said, she is somebody I worked with, but I did not recognize her name, like her full name, when I saw it in my, you know, paperwork and stuff that I got from HR. So, you know, again, I didn't know her last name when I worked with her at Joann's, because I just didn't really care to look, or, you know, I wasn't there that often either, so it wasn't my first focal point to check what her last name was, you know, and it just kind of like went past me. But, you know, when I saw her in person, I was like, oh my God. It was like a shock to the system. Anyways, yeah, I hope that, you know, if you guys are going in for a job at Five Below where you live, that's a lot more positive experience than the one I experienced at my Five Below. I really do think what the company stands for is something very positive. They seem to be willing to hire people of all minimum age groups, which would be good for somebody looking for a first-time job. So yeah, I'll give Five Below props for that. I'm not pleased with how everything turned out, but yeah, that's just my experience. And again, I thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry I've been slacking on my videos again, but I hope that I can start to record more. Thanks. Okay, bye-bye.